Me the look. Oh hi bunny, oh hi bunny, oh hi bunny. A real Simone Pabini, yeah. My woman, yeah, but then my yeah, and it's so mina so and have you. Oh, don't him say I'm coming. Oh, Jamia, mommy, watch me. I'm a Macoria boss, and my soul was a sea.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the platform with me, Mama Sewa. I'm really sorry and I apologize that we are running late, but here we are. We are here, my guest is in the studio, and we're ready to go. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. The weather's in London's been warm and cold, and English weather, i.e. grey, wet, windy, but it's getting better. Today there was sunshine, but there was a little bit of rain. We're getting there. It's summer. It's British summer. I hope you've all had a great week. Shout out to everybody. Thank you for bearing with me, and thank you for also tuning in this evening. My guest this evening is Anna, who I'm going to get to introduce herself. Good evening, Anna. How are you?
Good evening. Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How was your day today?
Hectic.
Yeah,
it was really hectic. Just trying to finalise a lot of the things for the event that we're planning.
Okay.
So that's what took up a lot of my time.
Okay, and your week? Have you had an eventful week? Has it just been work, or have you had some fun?
No fun, a lot of work. I've got an event in about 7, 8 days time.
Wow.
So it's pressure
it's
week.
All go.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you're that lady that might like the pressure. You prefer pressure to the slowness?
No, not necessarily pressure. Keeping busy, yes.
Yes.
But the pressure, no.
No. Okay. Fair enough. Well, the lady's here. Good evening if you've joined us. Good evening to Bleak, to Patience Osei, and to everybody else that is listening. I hope you are getting as clear. We are streaming live on Facebook, on YouTube, on Periscope TV, on Twitter. I should say Twitter, but every time I hear Twitter, it's Twitter. So are you on Twitter?
Oh yeah, I do have a Twitter account.
You are? Okay, so are you a Twitter or Twitter?
Twitter.
Your Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
That's how boring. Very British of you. I'll be the American here. Twitter. Yeah. Okay, so today we're going to talk about events coordinating some very exciting events that are coming up, which is all being spearheaded by this lovely lady I've got in the studio today. But before we go there, right guys, so if you know me, you know how I feel about food, you know how I feel about jollof rice, and you know how I feel about, you know, I try not to get involved in the Ghanaian jollof versus the Nigerian jollof, because I always say that when you taste Gambian jollof and when you taste Senegalese jollof, like, you won't even talk. You'll just say, okay, carry on with the conversation. Now today I've got a lady from Gambia, and it is from Gambia, and I need her to share some secrets with me, because whilst I've watched Auntie Rohi cook sometimes, I can't get the Gambian jollof in my veins. So, madam, what is the secret? Seriously, like, Gambian jollof doesn't taste like any other jollof I've tasted, and I've tasted like 7 or 8 different, like, from different countries, and none of it. So, yeah, please, can you let us know tell us.
Well, I can't tell you the secret.
What? I mean, I might have to kick you out.
But what I can say is that, you know, those who are planning to come to our event, the Go Africa event, which of course you're going to be a vendor at, you will surely taste Gambian and Senegalese home-cooked food, and you're going to taste the original jollof. And it's not even jollof, Benachin.
Benachin, that's the one.
Benachin,
oh my
yes.
God.
That's the word that I put on
I even feel hot. I feel hotter than I was
before. That's the word I
before.
put on the flyer, and I was basically cautioned by a Nigerian who said, "Why are you calling it that?" I said, because that's what it is.
Do you know what? Can you tell us the difference between jollof and Benachin, please? Because you need to score some people. Let's score people together.
I mean, first of all, I mean, the rice that we use and the rice that perhaps Ghanaians and Nigerians use are very different.
Yeah.
I mean, we use basmati rice.
So
and
do we.
Small.
Yeah, we don't do the long grain. No, we don't do that.
Yeah, long grain or even broken rice. That's what we use. But the secret is really in how it's cooked. You know, everything is about, can look the same, but it's really how it's cooked, the method, how it's cooked, the time that it takes to be cooked, and certain ingredients as well that the scent, that this is from Senegal.
This is the
even
thing.
the peppers that we use, some of the delicacies that we use, you know, pour safal.
Hey, secrets are coming. Madam, break it down well, because I need to, for me personally, look, you know your event. You think I'm coming to your event just because I want to be a vendor, isn't it? That's what you think.
No, you're joining the queue.
Listen, as a vendor, I better have priority, you know, over that jollof. And I'm ready to be the taster.
No,
the second taster.
You've invited me here, so there you go. You've got to tell the world about it, so definitely.
You guys, if you see me at the front of the queue, no one should even look at me.
No, you're going to be special, because I said it to my mum. I said, you know what? I'm cooking jollof that's for us. And then there's the commercial. So the one that is for us will have all the dahar and all the...
Look, here the ingredients. Here it's all right here. You guys think people are joking in this 17th of
and the rangha,
you
know, bisap, all of that. Yeah, that's for us, you know.
That's for us. So there's also like, you guys have, so is it the white one? Because you've got the white.
You've got the white Benachin, and you've got also the red Benachin.
Okay.
So the
AKA jollof.
It's like a Benachin Boué.
Okay, the words are coming.
Benachin Boué is the white is the white jollof, and that one is really nice with fish.
Yes, that's what. And sometimes
very
she cooks
nice with fish.
Cassava. As well, or carrot.
Yeah, the vegetables.
And she puts it on there. Oh my God.
Aubergine and okra.
God.
Yeah, so
that's what's doing me. Like, you know what, why didn't you even bring some? I mean, you could have.
When it comes to events, 2 weeks before the events, I don't cook. I have no time.
Madam, you are starving me. But it's okay. So you guys, you heard it here. Like, this is what's going down on the 17th. That's what I'm most worried about. But, however, you know, we have a great event. Anna has a great event going, which I've been blessed enough to be part of as a vendor via Love Polka Dots. And I just wanted this lady to come in today and tell us, really, because this is not the only event this is not her first. Like, she's been coordinating and doing events for quite a while, and she's done some pretty high profile stuff. So I just wanted her to come in today and just tell us why she got into it, what was her passion, you know, all the good stuff. And if you are listening and you want to join in the studio, the phone lines are open. The telephone number, if you want to call directly to the studio, is 0203 002 8482. If you would like to call us on WhatsApp, the telephone number is +44 203 002 8482. Those are the numbers. Don't forget, you can also join us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Fire Live Radio. You can join us on Periscope TV, and like I said before, on Twitter. Good evening to Maddie, joining us all the way from ATL. Madonna, if you've just come, you missed some of the jollof secrets, but I'm gonna have to get you to talk about it again, madam, because we need to know. And also to Boss Lady, who just finished the Drive Time show. Boss Lady was talking about expensive jokes, and you know, are there some jokes that you might tell that might have people's back up? And I listened to it and I thought it was hilarious. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about it in a little while. But Anna.
Yes, I do.
So what do? You tell us. Can you tell us, because you are the managing director for a couple of companies, and there's various things that you do. So can you tell us a little bit about your background? Maybe tell us where you're from. I think everybody knows now. But, you know, tell us a little bit about you, what you do professionally, and then we'll take it from there, yeah?
I'm an event consultant, so I consult on events, support people who wish to carry out events, whether it's small meetings or big events. I've had experience. I studied events management, and I actually studied it late, rather than the traditional way of going to school, going to college and then going on to university, because I didn't quite know what I wanted to do at university. So I just worked and studied part-time. I got my first serious job in education, working for City Lissington College for 5 years as a advice and guidance. And then I also worked as a waitress, and funny enough, when I worked as a waitress, that's when I was inspired in terms of events management. I worked for a company called M&M's, and they were contracted by a company called Crowns, who were based in Slough, and they specialise in Asian weddings.
Okay.
So anybody know about anything about Asian weddings? Yeah, they are absolutely elaborate. You know, no expenses spared. No. And we did different types of Asian weddings, and that's what inspired me to go on to university and say, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. So I worked in hotels as well, from chambermaid upwards to being a restaurant supervisor. But to cut a long story short, to bringing it up to date, all of my careers, I just put it all in one and went on to specialise in events management. So having the education background, working as a waitress, working in hospitality, working in tourism, I just put it all together and started to specialise in events.
Because you had all the experience, you've gone into different industries. And
it takes years though to actually really become seasoned, as they say, in your profession, and it can be quite challenging. But funny enough, when I when I graduated at the London Met, I tried to get a job in a hotel, and I even offered my services for free, and the hotel didn't want to know. And it just so happened that they had an opening in the Gambia for the AU summit that they were about to host. That was 2006, and I went there fresh and started off in the protocol office as a volunteer, and then I was moved straight on to being like the assistant conference coordinator.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean that was the taste of big events. So yeah, being in a role of responsibility, and from there I also supported the Gambian tourism board or ministry in coordinating and promoting the International Roots Festival.
Oh.
Yeah, which where you mobilise people from the African diaspora or the Caribbean diaspora here and take them over to the Gambia, and a 14-day festival is held.
Wow.
So that's where my festival experience comes from, and I did that for quite some time. I think 8 years or so, being involved with the International Roots Festival. So that's what's brought about the Go Africa Festival. But even before then, if I reel back again, I actually first started my first business in balloon artistry as a balloon sculptor.
Wow.
So I used to go and decorate halls, and that was inspired by me working in Asian weddings. Because a lot of the time they didn't use flowers as decorations, they used balloons. Yeah, so that was my first, and then I went on to do another networking business called Beauty in Business, and that was like pulling together people from the beauty industry, doctors, models, pageants, and the like, just to have like networking drinks and talks.
And is that something that's still going on, or?
Beauty and business, not so much. What's happened is, from the beauty and business, it's evolved into the face of Fashion for Africa and Fashion for Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, so because my passion is so much about Africa, and because I did so much in terms of the International Roots Festival, it just made sense to do something that I felt more passionate about, more close to. And that's where that came about. And the face of Fashion for Africa and Fashion for Africa is the main ethos is about identity and heritage, and consolidating that and using that as a vehicle for change, especially with young people, through fashion and through beauty. If you identify yourself as something beautiful, you feel good, you have self-esteem, you have confidence. If you associate yourself with something negative, you don't feel good about yourself.
That's true.
And because of Africa having all these negative narratives talked about Africa and about Africans, I think it's something that I felt really passionate about, especially because of what I went through as a young person. Second generation, my parents came over from the Gambia. I was born here in the UK, and throughout my schooling I was bullied about being African, but I always fought back, and I held my ground. I never changed my name like some people did. I never was ashamed of my heritage. My parents took me to the Gambia when I was about 7, and the freedom and the love that I had for the country has stayed with me till now.
That's
so
awesome.
So basically my businesses are motivated by my passion for an issue or social change. Yeah, that's what it is. I didn't like what I was seeing in the beauty industry in terms of people lightening their skin, so I decided to do networking events, hence why I invited doctors and pageants and people in the beauty industry to come together. So
so like as you were doing all of this, I can imagine that you would have had various challenges, starting up. Were people cooperative when it came to perhaps, inviting people to come along, telling them what your idea really is? Were people just like, all right, we'll get involved, or did you have any challenges? in
Sure.
that way? What was the message that you wanted to go out? Basically, was it, you know, love your skin, the skin that you're in, love your country? What was your message?
I think it's both of what you've just said. Yeah, love the skin you live, love who you are, and where you come from, and your heritage. I grew up knowing values. My experience of being in an African household was always about self-respect, having pride. Education was very important. You know, my mother didn't speak English, and so she spoke to us in her mother tongue, and we always answered in English. But then, like I said, from 7 years old, I went to Gambia and then decided to learn the language, and then learned it to speak it fluently. Till people think I was born there.
And do you? You do?
I do speak the language. Of course, I have to. Wolof.
Wolof, Jollof.
There you go, then start that again.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, it always goes back to the Jollof. This is all because of Jollof. Like, but no, carry on. I think that's really amazing. Just because, like you, I love Africa. I love Ghana, and I love Africa. I love that we're, you know, the continent is so vibrant, it's colourful, it's rich with everything. But unfortunately, we don't see it all. When I first came here, I was born in Ghana, and I lived there till I was 9 years old. And when I came here and I started school, one of the things, I used to get bullied. Like, I used to get all the boo-boo lips. You know, now, look at me, now I've got lips, yes. But other things that were asked were, did I live in a mud hut?
Oh.
Did I wear shoes? Did I wear clothes? And and my mum had already quipped me with the things that might be happening and what I had to, you know, what would probably happen. And I already knew, like, no, I didn't live in a mud hut. We lived in a house. We lived in a huge house. In fact, my mum used to do shopping for Marks and Spencer's for me.
Oh.
You know, it was just, I found it a bit laughable, but from that age, I was just like, is this really what people see of Africa? And as much as we are sometimes like, oh, social media is not a great idea, but I love social media just for the fact that, you know, people in Africa are streaming things. They're doing amazing things. They're showing the beauty of Africa. They're showing the beauty of other countries, other continents that are not, you know, America, you know, and it is not Europe. And they're showing the beauty in it. So, I just think it's quite interesting, you know, that they would laugh at you. And some people did change their name. And I'm not going to lie, for a little while, it was cool to be Jamaican, like not to be African. So, for a while I was Jamaican.
Oh, right, okay.
You know, not that I didn't change my name or anything like that, because I have an English name, and sometimes I do wish actually I should have just introduced myself in my tree name, and that would have been it. But that's fine. Those who need to, they do call me by it. But I think it's quite interesting that we don't see the greatness slowly but surely, and with events like what you're about to do, it does give exposure to what Africa is capable of. And I also hope that, you know, our people living in Africa will value the continent more and will value themselves more, and it's not a case of, oh, we've seen this and this is what the media says looks good and that's what we're going to have. More and more, I feel like we're coming into ourselves, don't you think?
Well, the thing is, you know what, it's so funny that you're saying what you're saying, but I've got people from the Caribbean diaspora falling over themselves to be involved in Face of Fashion for Africa.
Yeah.
Because they realise they want to embrace their identity. Yeah. Especially mixed race young males or females. Yeah. People of the Caribbean, you know, who are, you know, Black Caribbean, who want to embrace their culture and their heritage as well. So and I'm happy about that. It's been a long haul. It's like 10 years this year. Funny to say, of grafting with Fashion for Africa. Yeah, it has been. and it's been very, very challenging. The question that you asked earlier, you know, that where did you face the challenges? It was challenging because when I first started it, you know, I had a great success. The first event we done was a really, really good success. The Fashion for Africa itself, which was the designer competition, was very, very, very successful. In terms of, I expected maybe 100, 150 people. I had like over 500 people in the hall, which was shocking. People I didn't even know, you know, or recognise. So people had heard about it a lot. So they wanted to know what it was like. I didn't like a proper runway. It really sold very well. And then after that, unfortunately, I didn't have that many loyal people working with me, so it was difficult then to carry on at times. So that was one of the challenges I had. Finding dependable people to work with, because I've always said that events are as good as the people who are around you. And
it's in general, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So that was challenging, having people, and also having people with the skills as well, the talent to be able to support. But if you have a belief, which is what I've been telling the new face of Fashion for Africa recruits, that if you have a belief, here I am after 10 years of really finding it hard and challenging, but still carrying on with the Fashion for Africa brand. If you have a belief, you'll still carry on with it. And you know, at times I had challenges of finance, still carried on with it. And that's really the challenge, I would say, that I had. But the success is when you see the outcome of the young people, what they move on to go and do afterwards. That's what is really rewarding, when you know that they actually recognise subtly, what it is that your platform represents, and they carry out their own destiny. That's really good. Yeah, that's the positivity for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's great to hear. And obviously tenacity has been your friend, because you've kept at it. But some people will start something and it's like, oh, you know, there's no support and I'm trying, but sometimes it feels like you're taking one step forward and you're stepping back, you know, and then taking another two back. But you know, you've obviously held on because you've got the passion, because from the get-go you've known what you want to do. Your vision was clear. And I think sometimes when you are getting into business, certainly me, I thought, you know, I love accessories, I can do this, but I didn't think out the whole plan of, you know, this might happen, this is what I need, I just know that I went out, I bought like a whole load of stuff, and I thought, you know, this is too much, other people might like it. And then that's how my business really began. But it is born from passion. It is born from something that I really love doing. But you are right about having the right people around you. And as much as, you know, I think I'm a quite strong person, and when I put my mind to things, sometimes, well, most times, I will get it done. But it is important to have people around you. If not for, like, support can come in all different ways as well. Just encouragement, word of mouth, even like, you know, purchasing your stuff, which isn't always like, I don't think people expect, I don't expect my friends to be constantly buying my items and things like that. But I do get support in various ways. So you're right, just having the right kind of people around you that will say a good word.
And even sometimes it doesn't even need to be a good word. Sometimes it can just be constructive criticism. But it's just how it's put across. But when it's like you're abandoned, that's when it becomes difficult. And a lot of the time I found that I was getting abandonment, and then it made me start questioning what I'm doing, and then start making me think, am I doing the right thing? And then you're seeing other people kind of like try to do it, and then you're thinking to yourself, well, I thought my idea wasn't that good. So, you know, but it's like what you're saying, for me, it was just about the fact that I had a real hardcore passion about what I was doing, and then also an ethos as well behind it, because I knew I had the experience of that losing of identity. Not even losing of identity, fighting to, in fact, fighting for my identity, I should say. Fighting, I mean, I used to fight at school, and then now it's like called advocating, so that's the sophisticated way now. I'll fight it in a more professional political way now, but fighting for my own identity, and that was it. And then I was surrounded by people who, like you said, like changed their name, disassociate themselves with being African and the like, and for me it was like, no, there was no compromise. I remember I learned some words when I went to, my mum sent me to Gambia quite often when I was younger. And I came back to school speaking the language sometimes, not realising I was speaking I know, it's so funny. I called curtains rideau. And I kept saying rideau, and the teacher didn't understand what I was saying, and then my mum said, because you're speaking Wolof.
Oh, wow. Like you caught the bug straight away.
Yeah, definitely. And because of that, and I keep going back to Gambia as well. It just keeps on, like igniting the fire. So, so instead of preaching to everybody about go to Africa and do this in Africa, it's just like, to do something about it for yourself. And those who are interested will participate. Yeah. And that's what's been happening. And funny enough, like some of my customers are like international students who feel lonely here. Yeah, so it's funny, especially like the designers, And I don't know whether you feel like that, but I've found that some people, especially like from Zimbabwe, they're here, but there's nothing that makes you feel like about home. Yeah. They're here, they've had their children, they've, worked, but bought their homes or whatever, but they're saying there's always that longing to go home.
Yeah.
So
I think I don't know too much about the Zimbabwe society in London. I think like for Ghana, as far as Ghana's concerned, I think there's quite a lot of things Ghanaian, but not enough. There are some, I think, the young people definitely through like Afrobeats and various things like that. Thank God for Afrobeats.
But this is what I'm saying. There's something that has made people be more acceptable to their own heritage. Something that's made them like their own heritage, because something that has connected with them has made that happen, and that's music. Whereas I've been using beauty and using fashion for people to connect with their heritage. Yeah,
and that's a great thing to use. Actually, it's definitely something that everybody can kind of recognize, so to speak. So good evening, guys. If you have joined us on Fire Live Radio. This is the platform with me, Mama Sewa, and I've got in the studio with me Anna, who is talking to us about her various businesses, her passion, and we're going to be talking a lot about the Go Africa Cultural Festival, which is coming up in less than 2 weeks. She's a busy lady. She's got another event before that. Good evening, boss lady. Good evening to Maddie. Good evening to Nee. I've got Nee Bote on here, and I've got Nee Azu as well. My food partner is tuned in, Nana Ahinsa. Good evening. He's all the way up there in Houston, Texas. I've also got Jome. Sorry, Jay's tuned in. Good evening, Isaac. Good evening, Fitz. I hope you guys are all well. Jay, I know that you love Afrobeats. In fact, I'm going to play some of your mix CDs on SoundCloud in a little bit. Good evening, Pac. Sister Teresa. She doesn't like that. Good evening, Karantama. Anna, have you got any shout outs? Have you got any friends that are listening that you want to shout out, or just anyone?
In regards to Go Africa, I'd like to say A big shout out to Savas. Thank you very much. He's my Greek Gambian.
Wow, Greek Gambian.
Greek Gambian because he's Greek, but he's all about Gambia.
Really?
He's hilarious. Yes.
He's been adopted.
Yes, he lives out there. He was working for an NGO,
Okay.
and so he went out there to work. And he's all about telling me all the different kinds of food. So he's looking forward to that. But he's also.
Oh, is he going to be there?
Well, he's actually my partner in crime with this Go Africa Festival.
Wonderful.
Yeah, he's been actually very supportive, even with the Fashion for Africa.
Yeah.
He's very passionate because he runs a charity called the Pillion Trust, and they help young homeless people under the age of 30.
Okay.
So he has a street team that goes out and then goes and finds these young people who are hiding behind bins and living in bin sheds and on the streets and everything. And he helps them by housing them in what they call a crash pad.
Okay.
So it's like a bed.
Is this in
a night.
Greece or
Here.
here?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's here. Here in North London. So that's what he does. So funny enough, I've been living in Islington for, I don't know, over 20 years, and I've never had any support or help or anything like that. And I just came across them in the directory, and from the day that I walked in, he's offered me a helping hand and been very supportive in what I'm doing. So when I came up with the idea of doing a cultural festival, I couldn't think of anybody else to share the spotlight with
Yeah.
but him, because I just felt that he deserved it. He likes African music and African culture, and I just knew that as a Caucasian, he was a good person to work with.
Yeah.
That he could get into doors I can't.
Yeah.
And then also he loves our culture as well. He also does some charity work for Ghana.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's set up a Pillion Ghana. So,
Okay.
to be able to support them and give them supplies in certain things, helping young people to set up businesses out there in whatever they want, and then he sends over materials to them. From
I
here.
mean, next week I will tackle him, but if he wants to come and tell us a bit more about this, I definitely, over the next few weeks, I do want to, like the show, to just be around promoting things that are going on in and around London. Just, so
supporting people
yeah,
back
just
home in
supporting
whichever way they can.
Yeah. So if you're doing anything like that, please do get in touch with me. I'd love to have you on the show to just tell us what you're doing, what's going on, how we can help. Just everything. Come. Karantama says, shout out to my 37 crew. A family built for life, for real, and I managed to kind of slide into that family. So although I've never lived at 37 in Accra, I'm in that family. So shout out to the whole family. Shout out to Adwa, who is out there in the States. She's also an Adwa singer, dancer. So she's out there. Good evening, Mama Tina. This lady, I call her Refuse to Grow. Because listen, this lady is older, but she's just not growing. Yeah, is that
She still looks good for her age.
listen, and she dresses well. She's Mama Tina. Good evening.
That's nice.
To you. Shout out to Jide. Messaged me earlier on to Nathaniel. Shout out to my mummy. My mum. Good evening, mum. I'm not sure if you're listening. I think you are, because you usually join through YouTube. Shout out to you. I love you. To my sister, my brother-in-law, my niece and my nephews. I think they're all listening this evening. So back to the business at hand. So in 2 weeks, guys, for some of you that might not know, I have an online accessories store, so to speak, company store. What do I call it, Anna? We'll figure it out. Anyway, an online accessory store, so called Love Polka Dots. You can find me on Instagram, on Facebook. My card is flying around somewhere.
Also at Go Africa next week.
Yes, so
Because you do vend.
yes, I am officially a vendor. Like I've done a few, so yes, I would take that. So I'm very excited about this event. I don't know if you can see this really cool flyer. It's a Go Africa Cultural Festival, which is the baby of this lady I've got here, Anna here, and I'm going to be taking part in it. It's on Saturday the 17th of August, and it begins at 1 p.m. and it goes on till late. Now there's so much going on that day, I'm not even going to try and start telling. All I am going to tell you is there's going to be Gambian jollof. And Love Polka Dots is going to be there. We're going to have fans. We're going to have some earrings. We're going to have a little stand where I'm making like personalised bracelets. So come down and get something. We've got fans. We've got clothing. We've got stuff for men as well. But Anna, please tell us, first of all, this cultural festival. It looks like, I don't even think you could get everything on a flyer. You've got a marketplace, there's handcrafts, cupcake decorating, there's
By
a book.
Auntie Toya.
Oh, hello Auntie Toya. There's a book launch and book readings.
By
and
Daniel, what's it? Daniel Bletcher.
Okay.
Conscious Publishing.
Conscious Publishing. I love a good book. There's some poetry. She says there's delicious African food.
Yeah.
Betchin. Jollof. Shout out to all the vendors.
There's also going to be what we call domada, which is the stew with peanut butter stew, which is, I know the Ghanaians do it differently
You
again.
guys have a peanut butter stew. We have soup.
No, you have soup. We've got stew. Well, domada.
Do you know, I think I've tasted it
Our
before.
country food, yeah.
My
our country
friend,
food.
I'm not going to have breakfast that day. I'll have lunch. When I come, just deal with me properly, sis. Deal
My
with
mom's
me.
talking about pepper chicken.
Hey.
My aunt's talking about something. I said, you know what? I'm just leaving you people. You want to feed the world, because that's one thing about Gambians. No matter whether they've even got one grain of rice, they will share that grain of rice with 10 people.
Do you know what? You're not lying, right? So my friend Nay, her mum, Auntie Rohi, so we've all kind of grown up as well in their house, because by school their house was just there, so would go after. And do you know what I loved particularly? She'd always have family around, and then we would go after school, and the vetchin jollof was served on a tray.
Yes.
There was no such thing as a little, everyone's having their own
plate.
little plate.
Nope.
And then I remember we'd all sit around and everyone would have a spoon, and there was always enough food. Like, even if she didn't know we were coming, shout out to Auntie Rohi. Like, Auntie Rohi kept us fed. And then you guys have this, like, tea. It's this black tea. It was a little bit bitter, but it just went so well. So I love that. There's always food for everybody. I don't know how she did it, because we would ambush her house after school, and then there was just food. There was food. Like,
people say that you can't, any house you walk into in the Gambia, no matter what they have, they'll share it.
Everybody's
with you.
eating.
In Senegal, they'll share it with you. What they don't have, even what they have, they'll share it with you. So.
Even if it's just a taste, as long as everybody's had something. That's awesome.
And it's impolite to say no. So you'll find that people just take one spoonful and say, thank you very much. But you can't say no.
Do you know what? I think that's also, like, I think it's definitely an African thing. Food is very important in our lives. Like, when you go to, I remember one of my friends, her mum would get so upset if she would cook and people come to the house and they wouldn't eat, or like one time we went and she was crying. What happened? That uncle, her husband, I think he must have eaten some junk food, so he wasn't hungry when he got home. This woman was in bit. But you got eating my food. Hey,
suspicion starts, and
I don't even know if it was suspicion. She was like, "What did I not cook for this man? Is my food? Doesn't he like my food?
You see?
People, we love our food, and I think it's a great way to also get the family together, get friends together.
It's how it's served. It's like how it's done.
It's
done. It matters. It matters.
I agree. I love it. Shout out to Denise, who's just joined us. Also to Rafina. I don't know if Rafina's Fina, are you a vendor at this event? Because Fina also has her own event coming up later on in the month,
What's
and
her name,
she's going to
sorry?
come up. Rafina.
Okay, no.
But she does some amazing designs. When she comes in, we'll talk about how it kind of started as well. But she has, she's another vendor with some really great
Well, they should
merchandise.
contact me, although I'm almost bursting at the seams.
But you can always take one more.
More, I know.
Is that the food? But I'll give you the details.
I know. It's really funny that most of my vendors, I just can't believe it.
You were saying?
I like 70% Ghanaian, and you guys are the hardest to sell to. Trust me, you're the hardest to sell to.
How come?
Hardest to convince. Hardest to get money out.
Listen, you didn't have to convince me. I was just like, I'm coming. Because I knew there would be jollof, so I said, I'm coming.
So my marketing strategy worked.
Yeah, you need to really say, look, there'll be jollof, do you want to come? There'll be Gambian jollof, do you want to come? And then that's it. That's all you have to do.
Well, when I put Benish in there, a lot of people did look and think, okay, this is different.
Yeah.
And those that recognize and understand, they knew. Those that understood ground soup, even a Jamaican lady says, it's not peanut butter, it's ground soup.
Ground soup.
Then. It's ground soup, exactly.
I like it.
And that was what was nice, So, a lot of conversations around the food.
Yeah.
So tribal face painting will be happening as well with Auntie Cynthia.
Yeah.
I've spoken to her about what I want in terms of arts and crafts. So the young people will be able to design flags. But what I wanted with the arts and crafts, especially with the flags, is for young people to understand the different, the different colours in the different country flags.
Yeah.
So that's what I want them to try to do, replica different African flags, basically. So that will be happening as well with Auntie Cynthia. Then we've got African drum, and then some Kora play workshops, which will be live, and African dance performance as well, by Kikeli, so who's also a griot and storyteller.
Wow.
And then we're going to have a beautiful art gallery by Shalon Arts. So that's
you are going out.
Yes.
Is this your first one or second?
No, this is the first Go Africa, but I think it, like you said, it's just a combination of all the experiences I've had and all the events, and I've got a real love for visual arts, especially African visual arts.
Yeah.
So literature, dance, theatre. It's all about what we have, and it's just about, like I said again, it's just the way it's done. So we're going to be having a mixture of all of that in our maiden one. But the most important thing is I want people to come and have fun.
Yeah.
As well as, a day of identity, a day of African pride. I also want people to come and have fun. I mean, I've been flyering to elderly. I've been flyering to families.
That's it. Everybody.
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 Everybody. And you know what? You'd be amazed at how many of these elderly people that know so much.
Yeah.
About Gambia, about Senegal, about Ghana, about Nigeria, and they're from China, they're from Poland, and I'm just like, okay.
Don't underestimate nobody, Don't underestimate nobody.
They really know their information.
Yeah.
And it's nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice. But I thought, you know what, in Islington especially, there's nothing like that. Even when I spoke to the Islington Council, they were like, yeah, there's nothing like that. No,
I don't.
So I wanted something that was really African concentrated. Really, really African concentrated. The theme, everything. Okay. So that's what we're having with the Go Africa Festival. So but you missed something out. Are we talking about food again?
One thing that we like is freeness.
You
forgot to say
that it's free,
madam.
It's free. It's free. Yes, it's free from 1 p.m. till 5:30. It's free, and then you have the World Music Concert, which is the fundraiser. Yeah, so that then we can have the continuation of Go Africa. So
how much is that for the evening?
For the evening, the early bird is £7, and at the door it's 10.
It's still very reasonable.
Yeah. So you'll find on Eventbrite the early bird tickets are no longer selling. But however, if you go to the Ring Cross Centre, you will be able to speak to the manager there, who's Savas, if you want to buy a £7 ticket. Otherwise, it's £10 at the door. And do remember, it does go to a good cause. Apart from the Go Africa Festival, it also goes towards helping homeless people under the age of 30, and it also goes to Pillion Ghana. So it's money worth spending.
Come on, y'all, let's go. Let's get in there. Come and have a great day. Listen to some amazing music.
Definitely.
And dance, because I know you guys like to dance. You know, they're not coming, like, don't eat the jollof. Leave the jollof to me. Just come and dance.
Yeah, and if you don't want to dance, there's also going to be some presentations as well.
No, they should dance as well.
People want to
come and listen to good music and not dance. No,
listen to
what is this?
authors as well. We got about, I don't know, we've got 10 authors, or 12, no, 10, 11, 12, about 12 authors. Yeah, but only maybe about 4 of them are going to be reciting their books.
Okay.
Yeah.
But will the books be available to buy?
Yes, they will be.
Okay, that's
excellent. So we've got authors from young as 13 upwards. Yeah.
That's really
so
good.
Children's books and adult books, love stories, love counselling. And even more importantly, the mayor of Islington is coming, and the only reason why that is of any significance to anyone is because for the first time we have a black African Somali female mayor.
But that's a lot.
Yes, and she's a lovely lady. Her background 10 years in fashion. So when I knew that, I said, you know what? Yes,
she has to come. This is her event.
She has to come.
In her playground.
Definitely, she has to come. So she's very passionate about Africa. She's very passionate about creativity. And she's also very passionate about the community.
That's awesome.
Yes. So, and you know, you always see her out and about, you know, wanting to understand what's going on. Yeah. So
that's awesome. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm just hoping that there'll be people there with me to help me, so I can just wander off and eat jollof and then dance and get my face painted. I like to go to events like this and just immerse myself into it. I want to see all the vendors. I'm going to have some money on me so I can also just like support other vendors. So definitely, guys, you should you know, come. And it's not just for adults, it's a family event.
Definitely.
You know, the kids will probably end up having more fun than you, but that's what life is about, isn't it? Let them come, get their face painted, listen to some great books that they can identify with.
That's it.
It's free.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's Saturday, the weather is the forecast is actually quite nice on the day. Come and just
relax, enjoy. Yeah, relax, enjoy.
Just take a little walk.
Yeah, we're gonna have a DJ outside and a DJ inside.
Woo! The music is gonna be on. Bring.
You know, you gotta invite young people.
Listen,
you definitely gotta make sure that you know you represent exactly.
That's it. All the music
all
you
the
like.
Afrobeat, the rapping, and all of that. So that can.
But we also want some old school.
Yeah, but that can be inside, so the kids can run
rooms.
around outside.
2 rooms, yeah.
In the fresh air, and then you know the adults inside eating some beautiful jollof rice. Benachin. Benachin.
Rafina says groundnut soup.
Yeah, groundnut soup.
I have to get a little pot of something Ghanaian in there, because you know we still got to represent. But guys, come. It's not just for the event. It's also not just for Africans.
No, not
you
at
know,
all.
it's for everybody. Just come and
Definitely.
enjoy the culture.
Definitely.
And you know, by the look of things, it looks like Anna's gotten people from all around the continent to come and do something. But a lot of Ghanaians are going to be venturing, because you know this is that's our thing.
We are putting it on. We the Africans are putting it on, but we want every nationality to come and enjoy, especially those that have got mixed race children.
Yeah.
Because you know, I've spoken to some mothers, some Caucasian white ladies, and they said to me, you know what, they've got nowhere to take their children.
Yeah.
So when I hear these kind of things and they're open enough to tell me, I'm just like, you know what, beautiful. I respect the fact that you can tell me this, and you're the very audience that I want.
Come
The
down.
the very customer that I want.
Yeah.
Come also,
see.
And learn about how to plait your child's hair.
Oh, I need to learn how to. I can, you know, I feel I can do single plaits. But Cairo is a problem. Like, I've tried to do it a couple of times, and it looks like, you know, when you've cameraed your hair and you've done a weave or something, and when like a month is up or maybe 6 weeks and you take it off, you know how the camera looks.
Yeah.
That's what my fresh camera looks. So obviously I need to work on it. So I'll be there at the front of that queue after my beneching. I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna learn a new
Didn't you have
skill.
siblings? You don't have any siblings, girls.
Don't let. I've got an older sister. Let's
Oh,
not
that's
talk.
why.
She also. Yes, I didn't have.
Okay.
This,
I
Mum,
had 3 younger ones
See?
and I had to.
but my sister. Okay, fair enough. We didn't really like kind of grow up together like that. But Mum, if you had given me a younger sister, this will not be happening. And I see my brother-in-law Rufus is online. Mum Anita's also online. But I'm going to go back to my brother-in-law because I have a niece who's 7 years old, going on to 27.
Okay.
And she wants to learn how to. She can do single
Oh,
twists
okay.
now, but you know we've been trying to get them to have another little girl for her because there's 2 boys. Yeah, this is a national campaign of my sister and her husband. Give Ray my little sister so she can learn how to braid hair. Like, it's a great skill, right? Just for braiding. But yeah, good evening everybody. Thank you for listening. You can join in. What kind of things are you planning on coming to this event? If you are, let us know. Do you need any more information? I mean, this flyer, I've got it in soft copy, so I'm gonna post it after the show onto the Facebook, and I'll figure out how to do it on YouTube. But yeah, it's a free event. Go Africa Cultural Festival is on Saturday the 17th of August from 1 p.m. till late. So from 1 p.m. to 5:30, is it?
1 till 5:30,
1
and
to
then, and then the evening event. I mean,
Yeah.
if people want to stand to the evening event, no problem. But just to remember, it is a fundraiser,
Yeah.
so we are looking for funds.
Yes.
So that's the only one that you have to contribute to. Like
Yeah.
I said, early bird £7, and at the door it's £10. You can stay and listen to some great percussion,
Yeah.
clarinet, all kinds of music from
Yeah.
Ethiopia, from Guinea. So yeah, it's
Okay.
looking very positive.
Wonderful. And can I just say, from a vendor point of view, like obviously we're all working very hard to make sure that we've got some really great products that represent the various parts of Africa, and you know, make it as personalized as possible. So you know, when you're coming along, come and have a look. Don't be shy to ask questions, you know, about where things are from, how, you know, who made them. We are always open. Like, I love talking about the people that make my stuff and also the stuff that I make myself. So come, and don't come with empty pockets. Like, come and do some shopping. You know, get some
Yeah.
new, unique items because, you know, a lot of the stuff, you're not going to get them in, you know, Dorothy Perkins. You're not going to get them in Primark. You're not even going to get them in Selfridges.
And it's the week before
It's
Carnival.
exclusive. And yes, come and get your
Yeah.
fans. Come and
Yeah,
get your
it's the week
rep.
before Carnival,
Yes.
so that's really good.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
also, I forgot to give a big shout out to the Voice newspaper, who are one of our media supporters, and
Okay.
also Glam Africa.
Yay.
Definitely to Cynthia, thank you for all your help and support. And then I think we've got 2 big ads coming out this week, one in Hackney Gazette and one in the Islington Gazette.
Wow.
Yes.
You are going out there.
Yeah.
Like, you're pulling all
We're
the
trying.
stops.
We're trying very
this
much so.
Determined lady. Yeah, Rafina said, don't say I can get it cheaper in Ghana or in Nigeria or wherever you get them. You might be able to, but you still have to fly out there. That's £800 that you're going to have to fly out there just to get one thing that we've already got for you at this event. You know, so yes, Fina, thank you. You might be able to get it a little bit cheaper. You still have to go and find it,
Or ask
You-
someone else to go and
yeah,
get
or
it.
to get it, and then it's
you know.
long. Just come, have a look, choose what you like.
And even if you don't want to buy, if you think you can get it cheaper, but you might have a friend
Yeah,
who doesn't know Ghana, who doesn't go to Ghana, so, you know, bring them along.
yeah,
Let them come and have a taste of Africa on
Yeah.
us.
yeah.
You know, that's the thing. You might know so much and already have experience, but there are other people that don't. So all we're saying is to share the information, share promote the event, and then come along with other people so that they can have a taste of this real
Taste
cultural
of
day. It's really going to be
Africa.
cultural.
Literally,
nothing
taste
less.
too is like food wise. I keep going back to the food, don't I?
Yeah.
I know.
But lots of people are motivated by the food, so you're not alone.
I'm motivated by everything, I have to say. Like, I am really excited. And I think after I kind of filled out the form and all of that, and then I was looking at what was coming up, I was just like, maybe I could have just come and just wander rather than, be there to work and be a vendor. So, yeah, I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. And I really appreciate that you've come in and you're
thank
telling us about all of this. So you said that you've got that's a different event that you've got coming up. Is it next week?
Yeah, I've got no, not next week, after. I've got 2 events actually.
Oh, okay.
The Go Africa is on the 17th, Saturday the 17th of August.
Yeah.
Then we've got, on the 31st of August, I've got the second casting for the Face of Fashion for Africa. So the information is going to be on Eventbrite for that, because we're doing like a big push for that one.
So how does that actually, can you tell us a bit more about how does that work? Like, what are you casting for, models or designers? What are you doing?
Casting for aspiring models.
Okay.
We've already got the designers. The designers, we tend to get them early because they have to prepare to put their collections together.
Yeah.
So we
yeah.
can't have them like last minute unless
Yeah.
they're just graduates and they want to showcase their collection. So we're casting for the Face of Fashion for Africa,
Okay.
for those who are aspiring models who would like training, mentoring, development, which is what the Face of Fashion for Africa package is. So we support them for 3 months, training them, catwalk training, and mentally preparing them for the modelling world if that's what they want to go into, or just preparing them for their own self-esteem for another profession if that's what they want.
Okay.
Yeah, so the campaign kicks off on the 28th of September for our pop-up event, which will be taking place in partnership with the London Fashion Centre in Fonthill Road. And then the finals of the Fashion for Africa designer competition and the Face of Fashion for Africa will be on the 26th of October. And that's going to be in Islington.
Okay.
So stay informed about that. We have a website for Fashion for Africa,
Okay.
which you can go on to, and it's www.fashion4africa.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so if people want to find out more information, they can log on to our website for that.
Okay. I want to ask you a little bit more about that, actually, because, I might want to be the face of something African. But DJ Mahama, he's one of our DJs here, wants to know if it's indoor or outdoor. So the event,
Which one?
the
Go
cultural
Africa?
day, the cultural festival, the Go Africa, is it?
It's both.
It's both?
Yeah, so there's the community hall, and then they've also got a large space outside as well.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what you were saying, that the kids could
Yeah, because
run
we're at the end of the
around
road.
outside
Yeah, so at the end of the road, so the kids will be able to run around outside.
and just enjoy life.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to come back to that, like, something in the last, 10 minutes. But so what's the criteria for people wanting the Face for Africa? So I'm going to jump back.
Okay. The Face of Fashion for Africa, you need to be of African origin. So we are accepting people who are of mixed heritage, and we're also accepting people who are of Caribbean heritage as well, as long as you acknowledge that you are of African origin and make the effort to find out where. And you need to be, as a female, you need to be minimum 5'6".
Oh.
And
So wait. Is that with heels or without?
without.
So basically you just short. You need to find a short version of this.
Well, we have had some exceptions, to be honest. We have, because even the age criteria is between 17 and 30, and we have taken on people who are 32 and
But not 38, 39, 40, no?
No.
Really?
And we've also taken on those who are 17, but with parental permission. We have to have parental permission to be able to take on anyone who's under 18. So that's the criteria, and you can be between the sizes of 8 up to the size of 16.
So I need
As
to.
a female.
Okay. Are there men as well?
There's males as well. So the height is about 5'7" upwards is their minimum,
Okay.
and it's the same.
You've got a shout out from this lovely lady, Adra Jemine.
Okay.
She says hello. She says it's nice to see you, and it's been the longest time.
All right.
So Adra, how do you guys know each other? Because I can see the Facebook, but unfortunately Anna can't.
Okay.
Is it through Ghanaian Londoners, possibly?
All right. Okay.
This woman, she's like
I know her.
one of the right. Okay,
Yeah,
there
I
we
know
go.
her. Yeah, I know her.
Hardworking, networking, like
I
she's
think
there.
we've known each other over 10 years.
Probably.
Yeah, we
This-
haven't seen each other because I was in Gambia and she was in Ghana, I believe.
Okay, yeah. But she's been coming, so maybe.
Yeah.
Adra, are you going to be in town on the 17th? Come along if you are. I mean, she will be there if she is. I just doing great in Ghana. She's
Yeah,
got
bless.
this shop share,
Oh,
and
bless.
again, she's championing the whole, buying African and handmade
Yes.
African things. So
Yeah,
guys, get out there, East Legon near American House. Go to Shop Share, go and see Adra.
Oh.
And this girl had me doing like Afrobeats karaoke. At one point I was like, this doesn't happen. Like who? And this was, I think it was like 10 years ago when Afrobeats was just, and I was like, wow. Yeah, the woman with vision, she's there.
Yes.
Hi Adra, it's great to have you join us. So sorry. What I did want to ask you actually about the sizes, because there's African women who fall out of that size.
What,
I mean, it's
between
quite a wide range
8
between
and
8 and
16.
16, but there's some that's definitely stretching to 20, 18, 20.
It depends on our client, and the only reason why we're even doing up to such a size as well is because of our client. One of our clients, she's Zimbabwean, and she specifically requested that she wanted those that were of a size 16.
Yeah, because our
Because
Zim
of-
ladies are blessed with hips and buttocks.
Yes, definitely.
Sandra, shout out to you.
So, I mean, it's quite difficult to get people who are more than the size 16 anyway to join. So, and
Oh, really?
yeah, it is hard because they lose confidence, because there's one thing being a plus size and putting yourself all up on Instagram. It's another thing to walk down
And be live.
Yeah. a long walk in front of how many different people, so there's a difference, definitely.
That,
Yeah.
I
Anything more
I
you
get
wanted
that.
to know about the size?
Yeah. Okay, no, that's what I really wanted
Okay,
to
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
because I know we come in very various shapes
Yeah.
and sizes.
And I wanted to make it as realistic as possible as well. I mean, the only reason why a lot of designers used to go for people size 0 and all this nonsense is just because to cut corners with costs, because of how much it's going to cost the fabrics.
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
yeah.
I just said thanks for the shout out, of course, anytime. And she was actually one of my guests
Okay.
last year. I think it was about September. But she said she'll be in London next month, so she'll see us both.
Okay,
And
nice.
love from Accra.
Okay, lovely. Hopefully I'll see her for the event at Fonthill Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we kickstart the 10th anniversary campaign.
Sure, definitely. I'll be there.
Okay, lovely.
Like if I can't be on a catwalk, I'm going to be watching. I'm a watch.
Yeah, we're actually doing a street show, so
Oh.
that's what we're preparing.
What, so
yeah.
this is Finsbury Park. Like,
Yeah.
Fonthill
Yeah.
Road is really part of my childhood.
Yes,
Like
a lot of
most
people.
Africans,
A
because
lot of people.
I still have clothes that my mum and I would go and buy. Like,
Yes.
I remember this jacket that I would never put down. And this jacket is ragged. And I still have this jacket. I just can't throw it in a bin. But Fonthill Road, definitely. Saturdays, walking up and down, looking
Exactly.
in all these shops and getting so excited.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
DJ Muhammad says, I have a program. If not, I wanted to come because I'm into this kind of things, programs, and he DJs for them as well. So yeah, Like next time, if you want a great DJ,
Okay.
we've got a great DJ here,
No
DJ
problem.
Mahama, and
Lovely.
he services the whole of the continent.
Nice one.
But yeah, I mean, if you have, it's a whole day event, DJ Mahama. So if you do have a couple of hours or an hour, you can pop in. Where it is also, it's the address is Ring Cross. This is the Go Africa Cultural Festival. The address is Ring Cross, 60 Lower Road, London N7 8RH. So this is Angel.
No,
or
it's
Angel-
more Holloway end.
Is it Holloway
Yeah,
end?
and
Okay.
I must say to people that be mindful, because Louth Road is a very long road. So it's best if you're coming by train, Caledonian Road is the closest,
Okay.
and otherwise Holloway Road is the closest.
Okay.
And it's right near Paradise Park, which is the children's park, off Mackenzie Road. That's the easiest way to get there, as Louth Road is a very long road. Yeah.
Okay. So what's like? I know that we all love to drive, but it's obviously very good transport getting there. And I know Islington on Saturdays, actually from 12:31.
That's the reason why I started.
It's-
Because some people are saying, "Well, why are you starting at that time?" One, people don't roll out of their bed in where the area
got to
I'm
do your
in,
Saturday
Islington,
stuff. Yeah.
until after like 11. They don't come out, and then also the parking as well. You know, it's unrealistic. Even if you tell people 11 o'clock, okay, the people that are on foot, no problem. The people in the area, no problem. But for those people who are driving, yeah. It's 1 o'clock is the best
It's
time.
after 1.
Yeah,
It's free
yeah.
parking on the you know, the bay. But just make sure it's not a resident one, because there are some resident.
Most residential areas, unless it's private off the road parking, is after 1 as well. Unless
Yeah,
it's a
around it.
match day, but apart from that, it's after 1.
But next week there's no match.
Not that I know of.
No,
There's
there
no home games.
I checked. There's no games at the
No.
Emirates Stadium, home of Arsenal. They're Arsenal, so all you Arsenal fans that have nothing to do that Saturday because y'all ain't playing, come down and enjoy this amazing culture.
You'll hear the music anyway. So there
It's
you
going
go.
to be loud, yeah.
Yes.
So are there going to be any dancing competitions? Do I need to brush up on my skills?
Oh, well, freelance, yeah. Just
Well,
spontaneous.
Just-
But no, nothing programmed.
No, just go out there. You know, funny enough, like the kids, I noticed that anytime there's something like this and they hear some music or like Afrobeats, definitely, then they all get into like all the
Circle.
different dances, and then it becomes a competition. I'm like, where's this come from? But that's really great to also see that the kids really they do enjoy these days. They do really get involved. So it's
And the funny thing is, you know what? I've got ice cream van coming.
wait, hold on.
They approached me when I gave them the flyer, and they're all the way in southeast.
Really?
Their area is southeast. They said, "Is there going to be any other one down there?" And I said to them, "Well, I haven't seen any ice cream vans whenever I go to Ring Cross." So they said they're coming down. It's hilarious. I thought, you know what? I like people like this. They are business.
Yeah, they're covering all the areas. You are covering all the areas.
Yeah.
But, you know, you need to tell them, because I'm not paying £3 for an ice cream cone.
Oh, okay.
I might have to rush them, because I want to have an ice cream. It's just not for £3. I'm
No.
joking. It's not £3. Ice cream is a lot cheaper than that. And it's nice to have that there, because they have the ice cream van music.
Yeah,
And-
and the thing is that their ice cream is quite nice. That's
Yeah.
the reason why I said, yeah, you know what, no problem.
Oh, that's
You know,
good.
their ice cream is actually nice, and they were prepared to pay to vend. And I thought, wow, that's really nice.
That's good.
Yeah,
Because they know
definitely.
they'll
So the
make it
support
like
is there.
the kids. Yeah, the kids. They're like the Pied Piper
Yes.
of children rather than mice.
So
like,
even if the music is not on, as soon as that ice cream,
all of
music,
them, all of them just run.
yeah, and the area is surrounded by like family homes. So new
so-
builds.
Yeah,
So yeah.
they will all be out there. Hopefully, you know, have you been like sending out flyers to the local area?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You're
We've been
just
putting it on
going
park
in.
railings and everything else.
That's it.
You know, Savas caught me the other night putting it on railings, and I said, "You saw me?" And he goes, "Yeah, looking all dodgy." I said, listen, this is investment. I need everybody
That's
to
it.
know about it.
Do it all.
You know. So
Do it all.
yeah, hanging it up on railings. That was just
Yeah.
hilarious when he said that to me. But yeah, no, it's great. But you know what I do advise? If you can do without bringing your pram, please, because prams congest. And really, you know, just try if you can, you know, give your children some exercise.
Yeah.
And don't carry the pram if you don't have to.
Yeah, especially like obviously if they're very little and they can't be, they're not really walking. You don't want to be
Yeah.
holding them the whole time.
Yeah.
But if they're a bit older and they can, yeah, that'd be good. Guys, if you're listening, I know most of you guys that are listening that are in the UK. At least, Mum Anita, you've got, you know, 2 gorgeous babies that would love to come. Rafina, you know, I know you're not going to be a vendor, but that would be great. Maybe you can do my store and I will go and have a one day and eat, and then we'll swap. We'll do something like that. Mr. B, the kids coming. Fitz, you're listening, you're watching. Are you going to bring the kids? Jide, Yvette, are you guys going to bring the kids? I'm just, you know, calling out everybody's name because it'll be great to see you guys. Obviously, it'll be great for you to come and check out my stall. Jide said he's famous now after his shout out. You've always been famous, love. Come on. But yeah, come down and come and check out the stuff, the new stock, the new Love Polka Dot stock that has just arrived in the country fresh this morning. I'm so excited.
Oh, nice.
This is all because of you, you know.
Oh, really?
I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do this. I want
Oh.
some new stuff. So I've been doing mainly items for ladies, except for, you know, the personalized bracelets, which I do for guys. But I thought, you know, like there's all
You know
these
what? You
stand-up
haven't
men.
even sent me any pictures of your stuff. You need to send me pictures of your stuff.
Oh,
so
I
that
have
I can
plenty.
like send it out, put it in the group.
I-
Yeah, the Facebook group. The
Eh,
Girl Africa Facebook.
I'm
yeah.
not marketing myself well, obviously.
No, you just
I will
need to
be-
send me the
I
information,
want
and then you know I can do that because I just need to make sure everybody knows, you know, what to look forward to.
Hey.
Yeah,
I'm
but
on
you
it.
know what I wanted to know just before like we kind of like go off. I wanted to know, how did you feel, if we're going on about the identity, how did you feel about trying to identify yourself with West Indians and like being sort of ashamed, I would say, of your own because of the bullying?
Okay. So I wouldn't say, I wasn't ashamed, first of all, that I was Ghanaian, but I was new in the country. And literally, I started school within probably like a month and a half or so. So I'd had a few weeks, it's me and my mum seeing family and stuff. And then I start school, and then, you know, there's no African music. There's nothing African. The only African thing that I was doing was with my mum. So I know I've had all of this, but it's a whole new thing. And, you know, the people that I made friends with, there weren't any Ghanaians in my primary school for a while. So there were a couple of Nigerians, but there was like quite a lot of the Caribbean. And I got listening to like soca music and ragga, which I love. Like, so for a little while it was Wagwan. That's what you were hearing. There was no, you know, I had a bit of an accent. My English was good, but I had an accent. And it was like a lot of boo-boo and all of that. So you try to kind of get in. And at that age, as much as my mum had really gotten me prepared, there's only so much, because she's not in a primary school, is she? And I'm sort of dealing with that. I had a couple of fights because, you know, people were just trying to bully me, and there was just
Well, I'm
various-
sure when they felt that slap, that African slap.
Listen,
And
I
they
don't
knew.
advocate violence, but I was not having it. Like, I've been taught that don't put your hands on somebody, but if they put their hands on you, deal with them. And I dealt with them very well. So then, yes,
You got your respect.
Yes. So, but at that point, I mean, I never said I wasn't African. I never said I wasn't Ghanaian, and I enjoyed talking about being Ghanaian, but also at the same time, I also enjoyed what was hype at the time. Was, you know, being Caribbean, more so being Jamaican. Like, I didn't, for a long while, I didn't even realize about the other islands. Like I didn't realize about St. Lucia, you know, Barbados. It was all about Jamaica. It was all about being yardie and, you know, being a man. I love being a man. I must have listened to music and I was like, yeah, I love this stuff. And up till today, like one of my friends, Anthea, I think she's from Sierra Leone. Most people think she's Jamaican, not because she's like this. When this girl's ready, she'll get into her speech, right? And it wasn't a case of we're trying to hide from it, but at the same time, a lot of our friends were Caribbean, a lot of our friends were also Jamaican, and there was no Afrobeats, there was no hip life, and when there was high life.
Yes.
And this high life was high life that you were, you know, Saturdays your mum will drag you to the funeral, or they'll drag you to the party.
So that's the only cultural identity you identified here in the UK.
So there was nothing there was one. So we used to live in northwest London, so there was one like Ghanaian shop that would sell like yams, cassava, and all of that. And I'm not even going to mention the name, but it was just well overpriced. I used to remember, like, I would always compare, and I'd be like, rah, if we were in Ghana, we could get like a whole box of this, and we're buying one for this, what? But that was it. There wasn't really any. It was just the Ghanaian community, which was my mum and her friends, and also, you know, their kids. And there were no mobile phones at the time, so as much as you'll take your mum's Mercury 1-to-1 to try and keep in touch with people, it's not like it is today. There wasn't that. But my mum, I have to applaud her. Up till now, I still speak Twi very well. I still read it. I can still write it. She never spoke English to me at home. She said to me, well, whilst I've got other friends who came around about the same age, and they've spoke various languages, Ghanaian languages, and they've forgotten them because, you know, it wasn't spoken to them at home. But my mum just said, you know what, you're gonna pick up the accent. You can speak English, but the thing was, I had an African accent, and that was a lot of, you know, of the bullying. And she said, that's gonna come. You watch TV, you will watch TV, and you go to school, that's gonna come. But in this house, we're not speaking English. You're not going to forget your, you know, and I had my grandparents in Ghana, and, you know, back those days we would do tape recording. There was no WhatsApp calling. So we'd put the actual cassette in and then record a message and get it sent to Ghana, and they'll do the same. Okay. So, and my grandma, you know, she didn't speak English like that. My granddad did, but not grandma. And they also raised me. So it wasn't a case of I was ever going to block myself from communicating with them. And my mum also made sure that, you know, I'd go to Ghana every year. Sometimes I go for 6 weeks.
That's the mum. That's the mum. My dad was like, speak to them in English.
No.
My mum was like, I don't speak English.
Don't speak English.
So she was not having any of it. You know, she was just like, my children are speaking my language. If they don't want to, it's their problem.
That's it.
So, you know.
And I think it's really important. I think the language is so important that you can identify. I mean, most people would understand it to a point, but I'm just, if there's nothing I'm going to be grateful that my mum's done for me, definitely making sure that I still kept my roots, and I went back to Ghana, and I still have friends from primary school when I was in Ghana that I'm still in touch with now.
That's the beauty of back home. Yeah, that's the beauty of back home. It's like friends for life.
Yeah, that's it.
Friends for life.
Yeah. And I've made other friends over the years that I've gone, like, you know, I was saying my 37 family, like, these guys, most of them are family, like, I'm not, but, you know, most of these guys have been there for me, you know, and I love being Ghanaian, like, everybody, this is me, this is how I went to work today, and now I'm blessed to be working for a company that I'm totally comfortable to walk in with a head wrap with this, and I'll sit there, I'll have my afro out. Don't get me wrong, I still put on my weave when I'm ready and whatnot, but I can be totally comfortable.
That's nice.
You see, do you see what I mean? And so the world is changing. Social media is not entirely bad. And I love it when I go to these kind of events like Ghana Party in the Park and things like that. And you know what? I was in Dubai and they were playing Afrobeats. And everybody was everyone was dancing.
You're talking about Afrobeats. I was listening to a Turkish wedding the other day, and they were playing all kinds of music, Afrobeat,
Listen, everywhere.
I was just like, okay,
Everywhere.
And this was meant to be a Turkish engagement. I said, okay.
This is what Afrobeats is doing.
Yeah, it's music. It's something that people have been able to identify with that's made them feel good, and that's the whole point about feeling good about something.
Yeah.
And identity is very important for that we keep it positive.
Yeah.
And it's funny enough that you spoke about your language, because even with the Face of Fashion for Africa, those that are successful, to get through to the finals, you have to do a short clip speaking your language.
Wow.
If you don't even know your language, the last one, they were doing it.
Yeah.
And
you will learn.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because
it's
it's a part of the journey, and the great thing is that they have a safe environment to do it, where no one's going to laugh at them, no one's going to look down on them, and that's part of their criteria for the competition. So yeah,
that's awesome.
So I think we've covered a lot of ground.
We have, and we're almost we've got a few minutes. Okay. But before we go, I want to send a shout out to Abigail, aka Ohima Speaks, who also has a radio show that she does on Tuesdays on another station. So shout out to her. She's very good at, I'll post, my show's coming up, and next minute I'll see it on her WhatsApp status. So she's definitely, so shout out to you.
So hi, make sure you come to our event if you're in UK.
Yeah, you heard that. She'll be there.
Personal invite.
Yes, you got it there. Shout out to Nana Prempe, all the way in Ghana, to Ohineba, my boss here, who's made all of this possible.
Nice.
We've got a lovely studio here. Everything's working without knowing how to work everything, but he's the man. He's doing all of that. Shout out to everybody who's listened today. So,
and also, can I just shout out to the vendors that are coming, and especially to all you 70% Ghanaians. I'm so happy, and I feel so blessed that you've chosen to take part in the Go Africa Festival. Really, really honoured. Like I said, you're a community of hard work, so if you come into this and you're on board on this, it must be worth it.
Right.
So I really feel privileged and honoured to have, to be hosting you for the Go Africa Festival. And I hope that we'll do you proud, having everything organised.
I have no doubt.
And prepared, for you to be able to make lots of money, and if not lots of money, lots of friends, and create great awareness for your brands.
Awesome. We've got some other people that's joined. Jojo, to Kay and Pim, welcome. I don't think I've seen you come up before, so it's nice to see that you've joined in. Shout out to everybody else that's just been part of the show today. Oh, hey, Kay. It's nice to have you with us this evening. Thank you for tuning in.
I forgot
Thank
to
you
say.
to Anna.
Sorry, I forgot to say.
Guys,
no.
Can I just say something? This lady came in today and she was like, oh, I'm really shy. And I don't know, I'm not very good at, madam, you were saying. See, we started with the food. Food breaks down barriers. I
forgot to say that we've also got a Ghanaian girl called Natalie who has, she joined the casting.
Okay.
And boy, can she walk. So all I'm saying is that if she goes through to the finals, I hope that you're all going to have her back. Yeah, please.
We'll be there to support her.
Yeah, definitely.
So we're very good at that,
Yes, I see.
We're very competitive. So, a Ghanaian will go through years not watching football. Hey, African Cup of Nations, come on.
Oh, yes.
Even if you don't know the name of one player, you will fight somebody that will say anything bad about the team. So we're about that life.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back. I will be back next week. Obviously, I'll be preparing Love Polka Dots. We'll be preparing for this amazing event. So just for the last time, it's the Go Africa Cultural Festival Day. The entry is free. Like, you're not paying nothing. That's from 1 to 5:30. And then afterwards, there's a fundraising concert. It's world music concert that will be going on, and that will start from 6 p.m. And there is early bird ticket of £7, or at the door is £10. It's a fundraiser just to make sure that this event does happen again next year. There'll be various things going on the day. There's a marketplace, there's a handcraft, there's a cupcake decorating. My sister makes awesome cupcakes, but I won't even bother to look because I know she'll do it for me. Thanks, sis. There's a book launch, there's book readers, there's poetry, there's delicious African food, aka jollof rice, benchin. It's going to be there. There's tribal face painting, African drumming and kora play workshops. There's African dance performances. There's an art gallery. It's just going to be a packed day of just awesomeness. So please do come. It's not only for Africans. It's for everybody. Come and enjoy the culture. Come and visit all the vendors. Just come and enjoy the day. Come and enjoy the music. Get involved. Bring the family with you, the young people, because I think this is really a lot to do with them, and just, their culture. Come and immerse yourself in everything. And it starts at, the address is Ring Cross, 60 Low Road, London, N7 8RH. And the nearest station you said was Caledonian Road and Holloway?
That's right.
Road. There's free parking after 1 o'clock, but there's good transport links as well. Just come and enjoy yourself and get involved, and it is free.
And if you're on foot, you better come early so that then you can enjoy your plate of food. You don't want the bottom of the pot.
Listen, do you know what? I like the bottom as well. I really do.
You like all the chem and all that.
I do.
Fighting with people over chem.
Listen, we've got a name for that in Ghana, I can't remember.
All of his chem.
Kenzo. I think it's Kenzo. Guys, am I right? I don't know. I can't remember. But yeah, I love it. When you get the spoon in.
I've told my aunt, Auntie Nancy Jai, love you loads, best cook.
Auntie Nancy, please
Auntie
leave a little bit back for me.
Love you so much. Thank you for making the benachin. I said to her, "Dama bugat benachin, but toy hip." That is wet. Go and ask Auntie Rohi what that means.
Auntie Rohi, we're gonna have to explain. Auntie Rohi hasn't really taught me Wolof language, or neither have you, Nay. Come on.
Her. She will know what we're talking about. Goodness. She will make your appetite worse.
Oh my God. Okay. We're going to have a conversation after this. Kay says, thanks, Mommy. I always enjoy your show. Keep fire burning. Wow, so you've been listening. Thank you. And I shall try and do my best. We're going to have to stop it. I really enjoyed the conversation this evening. I really appreciate that you've come in. I know that you've got quite a lot on. You're doing quite a lot. You're doing Superwoman stuff.
Oh, bless you.
And I appreciate you coming, and I pray that this event goes great.
Amen.
It'll be the first of many.
Amen.
We might even have to do it twice a year at some point.
Amen.
But yeah, I think I have a great feeling about it.
Amen. Thank you.
And I really, you guys, please do share the information. Do come along. If you're unable to come, tell somebody who's close by that can come, and let's all do it together. Let's make it a great event, and let's do this.
There'll be takeaway bowls, so you'll be able to buy for people.
This is so African.
Takeaway.
Dare I say this so black? Yes. If you have said it, I will bring my takeaway.
Takeaway to buy, but you're special. Special.
Did you hear that, guys?
You're special.
Mommy said, I'm special.
You're gonna get the benachin with the snails and everything.
Oh my God. This isn't fair. You're saying all these things to me, and I have to wait almost 2 weeks. Madam.
Wait.
This girl, she's not easy, but it's okay. I can wait. All good things come to those who wait, right?
That's right. That's
me.
right. That's right.
I'm going to wait. And you guys can, just have your taste buds dancing in the same way as mine will be on the 17th. It's a Saturday. Do come along. Have a blessed week. Be safe. Keep your umbrellas handy. I think we're going to get a bit more rain in London. But just enjoy the summer. Like, if you've got kids, I know it's summer holidays and they're doing a lot of, are we there yet? I'm bored. 17th.
Won't
be bored. Bring them. Just
Won't
come.
be bored.
And just leave them to their devices. Let them run around till they're tired. And when you get home, they'll just sleep. And that will be your day taken care of. You'll be good. So get them excited as well about it. But have a wonderful week. Stay safe. And be blessed, y'all. Bye. Oh, I'm going to play. It's one of my tunes. I love this song. Oh, that's not the song.
Nefri amotwam appetus manyum ninjingum ma ninjingum
Ensho against Ensho against Obia Puma Ensho against Ensho against Obia Puma Bills from wow Obia Puma Tio Odan mi amani Mwashilo See no be to me so poor. Odan mo be America. Odan me money machine. No day, no be. Agino been through. Bianco Matio. Odan me money machine. No be. See no be to me so poor. Odan mo be America. Odan me money machine. And she will my dear go work out young boy. My year no be the Cecilia no be a Jimmy a boss why no be a counts room. And she will my dear go work out young boy. My year no be the Cecilia no be a Jimmy a boss why no be a me the look. Oh, hi, bunny.